Dangal film. Dangal is a 2016 Indian Hindi-language biographical sports drama film directed by Nitesh Tiwari, produced by Walt Disney Pictures, Amir Khan Productions and UTV Motion Pictures. It stars Amir Khan as Mahavir Singh Phogat, an amateur wrestler who trains his daughters Jyoti Phogat and Babita Kumari to be world-class wrestlers, both of who go on to win medals at the 2010 Commonwealth Games. Fatima Sana Sheikh and Sanya Malhotra play the older selves of the sisters, while Sakshi Tanwar play their mother, and Apar Shakti Khurana, their cousin. The development of the film began in early 2013, when Tiwari began writing the screenplay before signing Khan for the film. Set primarily in the Indian state of Haryana, principal photography commenced in September 2015 in the neighbouring Punjab. Satyajit Pant served as the cinematographer and Balu Saluja as the editor. Pritam scored the film's background music and for its soundtrack, lyrics for which were written by Amitabh Bhattacharya. Kripa Shankar Bishnoi, a coach with the Indian women's wrestling team, trained Khan and the cast for the wrestling sequences. After a North America premiere on the 21st of December 2016, Dangal was released worldwide on the 23rd of December, opening to positive response with critics' praise centered on the film's honest depiction of a real-life story and Khan's performance. It was also screened at the Beijing International Film Festival in April 2017. At the 64th National Film Awards, Zaira Warsam won Best Supporting Actress for her portrayal of Jyoti's younger self. At the 62nd Filmfare Awards, it won 4 awards: Best Film, Best Director, Best Actor and Best Action. The film performed equally well commercially, and as of the 29th of May, it stands as the highest-grossing Indian film, having collected over 1,800 crore, of which more than 1,000 crore was earned in China, where it has emerged as one of the top 20 highest grosses of all time. Plot: Mahavir Singh Phogat is a former amateur wrestler and national champion based in Balali, a village in Haryana. He was forced by his father to give up the sport in order to obtain gainful employment. Dejected that he could not win a medal for his country, he vows that his unborn son will. Disappointed upon having 4 daughters starting 1988, he gives up the hope. But when his older daughters Jyoti and Babita come home after beating up 2 boys one day in response to derogatory comments, he realizes their potential to become wrestlers and begins coaching them. His methods seem harsh, including grueling early morning workouts and short haircuts to avoid lice. Despite facing backlash from the villagers, he goes ahead with them, training them in his makeshift mud pit. Initially, the girls resent their father for his treatment, but soon realize that he wants them to have a good future and not grow up to be stereotypical housewives. Motivated, they willingly participate in his coaching. Mahavir takes the girls to wrestling tournaments, where they wrestle boys and defeat them, much to everyone's utter surprise. Unable to afford wrestling mats, he now uses 2 layers of mattresses in its place, and trains them in freestyle wrestling to prepare them for competitive events. Jyoti goes on to win the junior championships at the state and national level, and subsequently the National Senior Championship, before heading to a National Sports Academy, an institute in Patiala, to train for the forthcoming Commonwealth Games. Once there, Jyoti makes friends and begins to disregard the rigor and discipline she has been brought up with. She regularly watches television, eats street food, and grows her hair longer. Also, her coach training methods and wrestling techniques differ significantly from her father's, and that she now believes are superior. Demonstrating them on a visit home, she defeats her aging and visibly exhausted father in a ferocious bout that ensues on his countering of her techniques. Babita tells an unrepentant Giaita that she shouldn't forget their father's techniques, and reminds her that she owes all success to him. Winning the senior national championships herself, Babita follows Giaita to the academy. Giaita, however, finds herself losing every match at the international level, also losing the singular focus she initially had. Subsequently, her coach coaxes her to compete in the 51 kg weight class, changing from 55 kg. Frustrated and persuaded by Babita, she tearfully makes peace with her father, who comes to Patiala with his nephew and begins coaching them secretly, using the same methods as when they were younger. Learning about this, and furious with Mahavir's interference, the coach wants the girls expelled, but a deal is struck to allow them to continue as long as Mahavir does not enter the academy or train them elsewhere. Determined to continue assisting his daughters, Mahavir obtains tapes of Giaita's previous unsuccessful bouts and coaches her by pointing out her errors over the phone. At the games, competing in the 55 kg class, Giaita eases her way into the final. During the bouts leading up to it, Mahavir constantly contradicts her coach instructions while sitting in the audience, which she follows while disregarding the latter. Just before the gold medal bout, the jealous coach conspires to lock Mahavir in a closet away from the arena. Owing to his absence, Giaita lags behind, managing to win the first session while losing the second, trailing 1-4 in the final session. A desperate move from her makes it 1-5. With 9 seconds left, she recalls her father talking about a 5-pointer suplex back maneuver that, despite being difficult, was not impossible to apply. Giaita executes it on her opponent in the final 3 seconds, taking the score to 6-5 in her favor, thus winning the session, and the bout 2-1. In the process, she becomes the first Indian female wrestler to win gold at the Games. Mahavir returns just in time to embrace his daughters, frustrating the coach's hopes of obtaining credit before the news media. The end credits reveal that Babita won a silver medal at the Games in the 51 kg class and gold at the 2014 Glasgow Games in the 55 kg class, and that in 2012, Giaita became the first Indian female wrestler to qualify for the Olympics, with Mahavir's efforts inspiring dozens of Indian women to take to wrestling. Cast: Amir Khan as Mahavir Singh Phogat, Sakshi Tamwar as Daya Shobha Kaur, Mahavir's wife Fatima Sana Sheikh as Giaita Phogat, Mahavir's oldest daughter Zaira Warzam as young Giaita Sanya Malhotra as Babita Kumari, Mahavir's second daughter Suhani Bhatnagar as young Babita Upas Shakti Khurana as Omkar Ritwik, Sahora's young Omkar Vivian Bhatina as Mahavir's colleague Kaustubh Pyle as male fighter number 2, Girish Kilkarni as Pramod Kadam, coach. At the National Sports Academy, Rohit Shankar was Shishir Sharma, chair. Of the National Sports Academy, Meenu Pradipati as Giaita's friend. At the National Sports Academy, Badrul Islam as the meat shop owner. Development. In 2012, Divya Rao, a member of Disney's creative team, read a newspaper article about Mahavir Singh Phogat, who trained his daughters to become world champions. She thought this would make for a great film, and spoke about this to Siddharth Roy Kapoor and other Disney personnel. Disney approached Nitesh Tiwari to write and direct the story. Tiwari met Phogat and his daughters, who instantly agreed to tell the story. Tiwari worked on the screenplay for close to a year before going to Ronnie Screwvala, the CEO of UTV Motion Pictures, and Kapoor with the final script, while suggesting that Amir Khan play Phogat, who agreed. In 2013, Kapoor and Tiwari went to Khan with the story, and Khan loved it in its first narration. Khan had just finished Doom 3 and had begun shooting for PK. He wanted to do the film after 5 to 10 years when he would turn 60, because the role demanded him to be 55 and he was still doing younger roles. But the story remained in his mind, and a few months later, he called up Tiwari and asked him to narrate the script once again. In 2014, after the release of PK, Amir Khan announced that he would play the role of a wrestler in his next film titled Dangal, directed by Nitesh Tiwari, a cinematographic biography of the former wrestler Mahavir Singh Phogat. It would be produced by Khan himself and Disney's India. Khan said to reporters, "Nitesh has written a wonderful story. The topic is very important, it's very dramatic. It highlights the discrimination that is meted out to the girl child in India. The best part is that he has done it in a very entertaining manner. The heart of the story is emotional, but it also has a lot of humor. Rayu Harani has this unique way to tell a story where he says something socially very relevant, but he tells his story in a very entertaining manner." Similarly, Nitesh has written a very entertaining, lovely script. The dialogues are very entertaining. Each time I listen to the dialogues, I laugh a lot. I cry as well as laugh. In March 2015, junior Indian women's wrestling team coach Kripa Shankar Patel Bishni was approached by Amir Khan Productions to train Khan and the entire crew of Dangal. Bishnoi said about the film in a Hindustan Times interview, "Very few Indians encourage women for wrestling, especially because of the uniform. This film will change that perception too. People would hopefully want to see their daughters taking up wrestling as a sport." Khan lost some weight and took her Yanvi lessons and dialect training for the film. He played two distinct roles in the film, the 60-year-old wrestler Mahavir Singh Phogat, and the 20-year-old version of Phogat. Khan reportedly gained 30 kilograms and weighs 98 kilograms to play the role of the older Phogat, then lost the weight to play the younger role in Dangal. Casting. In March 2015, Tarapsee Pannu, Diksha Seth and Akshara Hassan were being considered for the roles of Khan's on-screen daughters. In April, Fatima Sana Sheikh and Sanya Malhotra were cast as the daughters, who hailed from the Jat community of Balali village of Bhawani, Haryana. Giita Phogat had participated in the London Olympics in 2012. Babita won gold in 2014 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. In June 2015, child actors Zaira Warzam and Suhani Bhatnagar were roped in for Dangal. Ayushman Khurrana's brother Apas Shakti Khurrana was also cast. Mukesh Chabra was the casting director of Dangal. Vikram Singh was recruited to play the role of the villain. Amir Khan's nephew Pablo was the film's assistant director. Malika Sherawit auditioned for a role. In August 2015, Rajkumar Rao, who previously worked with Amir Khan in Talash, was approached for an important role in Dangal. Finally, after auditioning 70 actresses for the role, Sakshi Tanwar was brought on as Daya Kaur, the wife of Mahavir Singh Phogat. Inanya was chosen to play Sangeeta, the youngest daughter of Mahavir Phogat. In October 2015, Vivian Bhartina was selected to play a negative role in the film. In an interview in January 2017, Divya Rao stated, "If Amir Khan had declined the role, the only other choices would have been Mohanlal and Kamal Hassan." Filming. The shooting schedule of Dangal began on 1 September 2015. The villagers of Ludhiana were given a Haryanvi transformation. The shooting took place in the villages of Gujarwil, Naringwil, Kila Raipur, Dango and Leal in Punjab and Haryana. Interestingly, the village of Dango, which is in the Pakowal Tehsil in Ludhiana, is veteran actor Dharmendra's ancestral village. From September 2015 to December 2015, Amir Khan gained 9% fat, weighing around 98 kilograms for Dangal, and from January 2016 to April 2016, he regained the shape that he had opted for in Doom 3. And we'll hear the script for next future films, halting shooting of Dangal for said period. The first scene was taken on the 21st of September 2015 in Ludhiana with the presences of Mahavir Singh Phogat and his both daughters Geeta Phogat, Babita Kumari. On the 14th of November 2015, while shooting in Ludhiana, Khan suffered minor injuries resulting in muscle spasms in his back. On November 20, 2015, Khan collapsed after sustaining a shoulder injury on the set. After suffering an injury, Amir Khan resumes shooting in Pune on the 9th of December 2015. The team filmed in and around stadiums at the Shri Shiv Chhatrapati Sports Complex in Pune. At the time, the complex hosted the 2015 Rollerball World Cup, and athletes of the Netherlands national rollerball team and Slovenia women's national rollerball team were recruited to play background athletes in the film. The team also shot some portions of the film in Symbiosis International University, Pune. On the 19th of January 2016, Khan and the entire crew of the film shot in Delhi, at Talkatoora Stadium, to film wrestling sequences. The crew then moved to Thiagaraj Stadium to shoot sequences of Commonwealth Games and National Games. The first schedule of shooting was also done in schools and in Dango village, located in Pakoal Tehsil in Ludhiana. The second schedule of the film started on the 16th of June 2016 at the Akar Daleel near Tusa village, in Ludhiana district. It is one of the largest villages in Punjab, India. Khan said, "When I came to Ludhiana, I was very fat. At that time, we shot for the scenes where Mahavir has become old. 85% of the film is about his old look only. Now we are shooting for the portion when Mahavir was young, with the film being set in multiple decades." The cinematographer Satyajit Pand and colorist Ashirwad Hadkar experimented with a number of tests for skin tones and costumes during the pre-production stage. Natural light was majorly employed in the film to portray the 1980s. The sources were kept white hot and the skin tones yellow warm for the day sequences, and a consistent bulb warm tone was maintained for the night sequences, with varying color temperatures in the process of filming over an entire day starting early mornings till late evenings. Visual effects plates were used and digital intermediate process employed. Soundtrack. The film's music is composed by Pritam. Lyrics are penned by Amitabh Bhattacharya in Hindi and Rajesh Malaravan in Tamil. It was reported that Dela Mendi has sung a song in the movie. Release and response. Dangal was released in the United States on the 21st of December 2016 and worldwide on the 23rd of December 2016. The film was shown on an estimated 4,300 screens in India and 1,000 screens internationally. It was also released in Tamil and Telugu dubbed versions as Udam. Watch Amir Khan Dangal is now Udam in Mind Your $110 million prize fight. It was declared tax-free in 6 Indian states: Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Haryana, Chhattisgarh, Delhi, and Madhya Pradesh, to promote Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, pet government of India's social campaign aiming to reduce the selective abortion of females, to protect girls, and to educate them. Dangal was screened at the 7th Beijing International Film Festival, the first Indian film to be screened the festival, in the non-competing panorama section in April 2017 as Shwai Jao Baba, and received a standing ovation. It released theatrically on the 5th of May in 9,000 screens, the widest ever release for an Indian film in any territory, and opened to overwhelming response from critics and audiences alike. However, the film was trimmed by 20 minutes, to be in line with what the Chinese are used to. Critical reception. Review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes reports that the film holds an 83% approval rating, based on 6 reviews, with an average score of 7.3. On the Chinese website Douban, it maintains a rating of 9.2 upon evaluation of over 200,000 people. Critics often praised portrayal of the subject matter in Dangal. Rachit Gupta of Filmfare magazine gave the film a full 5-star rating, calling it perfect in every sense of the word. He added, "The film's direction and writing is so riveting that it coaxes its viewer to stand up and applaud. Great editing and filmmaking technique aside, Dangal features wrestling matches that are authentic and real." Meena Iyer of the Times of India called it inspiring and entertaining, and awarded a 4.5 out of 5-star rating. She commended the writing of being for tongue-in-cheek quality, peppered with humor, and several poignant father-daughter emotions. Shubhra Gupta of the Indian Express gave a 3 out of 5-star rating, and stated that the film worked on 2 parameters, that it is a straightforward film about a popular sport and the strong feminist statement about girls being the equal of boys, if not better, in an area they've never been seen, let alone accepted. Saibal Chatterjee of NDTV gave the film 4 out of 5 stars, and calling it a hugely entertaining sporting saga, pointed out that unlike other Bollywood films, Dangal does not go for broke in terms of melodramatic flourish, and that it refrains from demonstrative chest-thumping and flag-waving. He felt it blended humor with intensity, and intimacy with spectacle to perfection. Ananya Bhattacharya of India Today gave a 4 out of 5-star rating, and wrote, "The fights, emotional turmoil, the father-daughter tiffs take center stage in Dangal." She added, "Tiwari uses every single trope in the book of Bollywood sports films, with a freshness and expertise seldom seen," awarding the film a full 5 stars. Rohit Bhatnagar of Deccan Chronicle called it an unmissable epic, terming the narrative engaging to the core. He drew comparisons to Chakda, India, while commending the acting performances and cinematography. Sukanya Verma of Rediff.com felt that Dangal was one of those few films that discuss strategy and technique in a manner that's easy and entertaining to grasp, calling it an exhilarating creation, and praising the acting performances. She wrote, "The raw, rough, visceral choreography of the fights evokes sheer awe." Lisa Searing of The Hollywood Reporter felt the film is driven by emotional resonance, technical artistry, and compelling performances, while adding that it's thrilling to watch. Not only do the family scenes ring true, but Tiwari approaches the wrestling sequences with intelligence and sensitivity, while commending the acting performances of all the lead actors. Most critics focus praise on Khan's performance. Deepa Gowri of Khaleej Times wrote, "Amir Khan puts in such an earnest and inspired performance that will go down in the history of Indian cinema as one of the finest." Maitland McDonough wrote for Film Journal International that all 4 actresses playing Geeta and Babita are strikingly good, and Khan stands out as the deeply flawed Mahavir. Annie Rudagua of Men'sXP.com thought that Khan captured the characters' highs and lows with flourish, and called it a truly great performance, while adding that the girls of Dangal are a real find. Rohit Vats of Hindustan Times called it best performance till date. Raja Sen of Rediff.com felt Khan's character was both fascinating and flawed, and added, "A winner utterly sure of his beliefs who bends the world around him to his will. It is the performance of a lifetime." Bharadwaj Rangan of The Hindu noted in his personal blog that Khan brought out the contradicting nature of the character beautifully and called it one of his finest performances. Variety magazine's Owen Gleiberman felt that Khan, despite looking like a jock version of Salman Rushdie, with a tight-lipped mask, he finds 100 ways to communicate emotion. The film had its share of detractors who, while praising the narrative and performances, felt that the concept of feminism portrayed in the film was flawed. They pointed out that the wrestler father, in pursuit of his goal of winning a medal for the country, trains his daughters against their will. Reviewing for The Hindu, Namrata Joshi wrote that the film, despite aiming not to hide chinks in the feminist armor, it does not explore its dilemmas and complexities, and only brushes things under the easy nationalistic carpet by justifying everything with nation before the individual logic. She complained of the easy celebration of the supposed fall of patriarchy depicted in the film, and maintained that men actually still remain very much in control. The view was echoed by Vartika Pand, in her feminist reading of the film for feminisminindia.com, who wrote, "Dangal ends up being a film about a patriarch at the helm who empowers women, and obviously takes all the accolades." Al Jazeera's Azad Essa, while reviewing the film for Independent Online, observed that the elevation of women is still a manifestation of an unfulfilled male dream. It is the male coach who emerges as the true hero, and not the women. Strong responses on similar lines from a small section of the Chinese viewers met the film, where, following the release, a fresh debate on feminism began. A viewer complained that the film reeks of patriarchy and male chauvinism. Criticism was also directed at other areas of the film, such as the characterization of the coach at the academy. Uday Bhatia of Mint felt it was incompetent and vindictive. Rajiv Masand felt it was shoddy, and that the twist in the film's final act came off as completely unconvincing. Tanil Thakur of The Wire.in also felt that the coach was reduced to a caricature, and that he simply exists because Amir can become a hero. Thakur wrote that the second half of the film was repetitive and bloated, and that it uses cliches, needlessly trying to inject drama. Box office. Dangal grossed 716 crore after its initial run. It included 511 crore in India and 205 crore overseas, after it collected a net of 345 crore over its third weekend from release. It beat the record held by PK for the highest-grossing Indian film. Dangal became highest-grossing Indian film worldwide with a gross of 1719 crore. After its second phase of release in China and Taiwan, the worldwide distributor share of Dangal is 525 crore. India. Dangal collected 29.8 crore on its opening day of release in India. And recorded as the second highest non-holiday opening after Doom 3. On its second day, the film collected, and on the third day collections were taking the first weekend collections too. On the 9th of January 2017, Dangal became the highest-grossing Indian film domestically, beating Amir Khan's previous film PK. It grossed a total of in all languages in India. Bahubali 2 becomes highest grosser of all time in 5 days. Overseas. Deadline.com reported that Dangal would open in 331 North American screens, the hitherto highest for a Bollywood film, on the 21st of December 2016. Releasing in 279 theaters in the United States, it collected 282,280 and 42,816 from 24 theaters in Canada on the first day. An overall occupancy of 65% was reported. It grossed $12.4 million in North America, becoming the highest-grossing Indian film there, to be surpassed only months later by Bahubali 2, The Conclusion. Dangal was released in 95 screens across the Gulf countries, and was last reported to have collected 59.04 crore from the region. It also received the highest opening in Australia for a Bollywood film. And collected 528,000 in its first weekend, opening at second spot, behind Rogue One, having collected over 12.65 crore in the country. It became the highest-grossing Indian film there. It collected 460,000 in New Zealand, and was last reported to have collected 4 million in the UK. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.